Okay, welcome everyone. Here we are with under the umbrella of total traffic and conversion. And today we're going to have a panel discussion on integrated marketing approaches. So maybe to start off, maybe Betty, you can introduce yourself a little bit and what you do and then how you made a wrong turn and ended up in this group. So
Well, it's always easy to say it's a wrong turn, but really it's a turn it's a turn in the path, right? I mean, my art teacher always used to tell us that there are no mistakes in art. So, and I believe that, since I consider my life to be a work of art, I do not consider being in this group a mistake. On the contrary, I find that I'm meeting some dynamic and amazing and very original people who each have a lot of experience in their respective fields and understand what marketing truly is. And so I'm looking forward to building really amazing collaborations here. I'm Betty Withrow. I'm a book creation coach and ghostwriter. I'm a content creator, and so I work with a lot of different people in supporting their needs for content. It could be captions for your videos. It could be your social media marketing. It could be your PowerPoints for your presentations. Just about anything that's related to writing. I probably either do it myself or I know somebody else who's really, really good at it. So I'm honored to be on this team, Greg. This is not a mistake.
no, and we're having a lot of fun with it too, for sure.
Yes, indeed.
So, Neil, would you like to introduce yourself and what you do?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Although being new to this platform, I can't see myself. I must have disappeared, but that's probably a good thing for everybody else too.
Actually, you might have been partially paused here, but anyway, just pretend like everything's good because we can hear you, and you're the voice guy.
Yeah, I'm the voice guy. I can do a lot of different things, so we'll just go with that. My name is Neil Holmes. Company is Voice Creative, and got into radio, loved that, but found my passion in the production studio where I can play with people's minds. Because audio has that kind of power. Everybody's seen a movie after they've read the book and went, that kind of wasn't what I had in mind. Because what happens is when you're reading the book, you develop these images based on what the author has written, and they're all unique to you. They're shared a little bit with everybody else, but they're your own. And so when you see the movie, you see the producer's point of view. It's the same with audio. If I said right now, there's a girl on a swing, everybody saw the girl on the swing, but everybody's vision is different. How old she is, where she is, what she's wearing, what season it is, all sorts of different factors come into mind. So that's the power of audio that we can use to create stories, that we can use to sell products, create emotion, use the power of the human voice to create empathy or whatever it turns out to be, to help grow your business or tell your story or things like that. And that's what we do at Voice Creative, and I'd like to say we do it pretty well. And are always looking for new partners and new opportunities. I guess that's it for me right now.
Yeah, that's great, Neil. And John, would you like to introduce yourself? John does something extremely local. It's local to a telephone service. So maybe you can explain what you do, John.
Thanks, Greg. Good afternoon, gang. John Waller with the On Hold Experience. Been helping businesses for almost 26 years with custom on hold marketing messages that turn on hold time into sold time.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the things we have another partner, Roy Dickan from North Carolina, where we've got most of the continent covered now, and anyway, his specialty is niche domination. So he specializes in local markets, targeting like a city or a community with Google business profiles and also search engine optimization, that kind of thing, and. He and I ended up connecting because he's a Kartra user, and he contacted me to help with Kartra. So we started doing things with Kartra, and then we also helped. We decided that we were going to combine our our things and started doing things, offering some programs. And one of the things we offer together is we do an online assessment of how people appear online, because many people show up in networking groups, and then when you go look and their LinkedIn profile is terrible, they don't have a website, or it's out of date, and or it's indicates something they did 5 years ago. So we started doing offering some services together, and Betty and I were offering some service. Maybe you can explain what we did with the presentation and video scripting, Betty.
Sure. Well, yeah, Greg and I have a package in which you go through my mini course that I call the 3 Golden Apples for Business Writing Success. It's the short version of how to create effective messaging by understanding the language of your market, understanding and presenting yourself as the expert with the go-to that makes you the only choice in the market, and how to identify in ways that resonate with your customer what results it is that you offer. So you go through that mini course, and that helps you to nail the message that you want to have in your video. And after that, there's a series of video templates that I've created to help create the video scripts for your 5 short video business videos. Then you go to Greg, who very modestly has not mentioned that he is an absolute master at video, and he shoots your videos with you and makes them amazing and brings the world the power of video. And by the time you get in front of the camera, you've got your script nailed, you understand exactly what it is that you're offering, and so on. Now, as a bonus to this, or as an adjunct to this, we use the same material that I've used to develop your scripts to write for you a business biography, a what I love about my business statement, and a series of bullet points that goes with that. And there's another element which escapes me at the moment, but there's 3 dynamite propositions that go into what I call the power presentation pack. And so it helps you. Oh, I know what it is now. It's your networking speeches for 10, 30, and 60-second intros in the market, since many people find it difficult to put that together. So in other words, you get your business bio, what I love about my business, networking intros, and the bullet points for all of those, so you can present them on social. Now, this is an incredible value for the price that we're offering it, and you should jump on it, because this series of tools is going to give you these videos that you can put anywhere in the market. You can put it on your website, on your YouTube, on your LinkedIn, anywhere. And so, yeah, that's what Greg and I are doing together, and I'm super excited about the value we've offered. Our one client said, "This price is crazy ridiculous." And earlier we had an interview like, "Are we crazy to be doing this?"
Yeah.
Imagine our insanity now.
Yeah, I should have teed up her little testimonial. It's great, but anyway, I'm going to just say a little bit more about it's Margot Aerosmith who we've been doing this project with, and it turns out that the videos that she wants to do are to go to promote an online course that she's launched a couple of times before, but we like her. We like what we're doing, and she likes us. So we're going to go forward, and we're going to help her put together her online course and membership and market it. So the reason we brought Neil, and Neil didn't know he was coming until 3 hours ago?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't know he was.
Let's jump in.
Yeah, and John is known for a whole day. And we might have people jump in here at some point that don't know how they got here. I should have turned left in Albuquerque. But anyway, so one of our things is, our overall philosophy is, in order for a very comprehensive marketing plan, is you want to cover almost all of the bases. So you want to have a good website, you want to have good LinkedIn and social media platform, and you want to have content marketing strategy where you're posting regularly, putting up content, and that Dan Kennedy would say, put your stuff everywhere, and there will always be an offer. And so why we brought Neil in and John is because they offer some very specialized things that almost nobody else is doing, and many of our clients could use. So we're hoping to build a collaboration. I have to say, we're all independent freelancers. So, but under the umbrella of total traffic and conversion, we could do things together. So what we're hoping is we might have a client, like a large client, where we propose all of everything we do for a place, and then sometimes we're just going to have 5 people we're going to send to Neil, or we're going to send to John, and send to Betty, and how it goes. So, but we're acting like an agency, but we're just trying to leverage everybody's abilities here. And so I guess our mission is we were going to have a discussion about marketing topics. So maybe we can go through, and maybe Neil, what why would somebody want to do local audio advertising? Maybe you could address that a bit.
Sure, Greg. Thanks very much. For me, audio is wow. It's just an incredible passion of mine, and as I said at the top, it's a chance to play with people's minds a little bit, and that right there is intriguing. But more to the point, the localism of what we can do now with everything that is online, especially to millennials, is really powerful. Using Pandora and Spotify and podcasts, people have invested in these services, and I don't mean monetarily. I mean that they really are looking forward to their next edition of whatever podcast they're interested in. They've curated their music so that they hear their favorite music with just a few interruptions, and those interruptions are where we put in your message. And the advantage of being in that audio stream is that you are um, reaching people and they're hearing the full length of your message. It's not like radio where a commercial set comes on and somebody punches out. When people have invested this much in their audio stream and their curation and their next podcast, they are actually willing to sit through that 30 seconds that it takes to get your business known. And that means that over time you start getting known, you become top of mind. Again, as I said, that's really big with millennials, but it's big with a lot of people because I'm sorry, radio, but people are not listening much as long as they used to. And like television, unlike television, people aren't DVRing out the commercials. Nobody watches commercials much anymore, and millennials especially don't really even watch broadcast television. They do most of their stuff via streaming. And so being on streaming and reaching people that way is a very strong way because, as I said, they hear your message about 98% of the time. And if you use the audio imagery we talked about and use emotion, because all purchases are based on emotion, then you can really start to move the needle on your business and grow. And then one of the benefits also of the streaming audio online is the targetability. And I don't just mean by demographics. Of course, there's male or female or whatever age, but you can also, with streaming audio, as you can with other digital products, is you can target down to a specific group of people. Say you've got a store on Main Street selling baby clothes and baby furniture. You don't need to reach truck drivers. You don't need to reach pharmacists or anything like that unless they are new parents or grandparents. And then, because that's what your store is geared at, that's who you want to reach. And you can do that specifically with streaming audio. You can also then target it down to a specific area. A typical broadcast will cover about 11,000 square miles. With the streaming audio option, you can narrow that down to a zip code so that you don't have to pay for people that won't come to your business anyway. I mean, we all shop local. I mean, how far do you drive to go to the supermarket? Probably not very far. So you don't need to reach much farther than your local zip code. And that's what we call zipvertising, or being on streaming audio, is all about, is reaching people in your neighborhood and reaching people who really want to do business with you if they knew about you. That's what that's all about. And it can benefit your business. Greg?
Yeah, that's often awesome. We didn't realize that that was possible until Roy and I talked to you, and you explained what you were doing, and it's just amazing. And I guess, John, the context, your specialty is mostly dentists. That's your niche, and you've been doing that for something like 25 years. So what, maybe you can explain what kind of messages go on the phone system and how that works.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, it'd be 26 years in May. What we do is create a message that talks about the doctor's experience, the types of services they offer, what they're doing around COVID. What we want to do is talk about patient retention and keep the folks on the phone and make them feel warm and fuzzy, like they know the dentist and the practice when they get off of being on hold. Is basically what we specialize in. Yeah. And they can update that message throughout the year at no cost.
Yeah, John's rates are really quite reasonable, and you offer a trial period too. So
60 days, yeah, 2 months free, right?
Yeah. So we're going to set out a private comment. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what that means, but anyway.
That was from me to Betty.
Oh, that was for you today. Awesome. Okay, thank you. Yes. So the other thing I want to say about what Betty does, like one of the things for marketing is many people, almost everybody will say you need some sort of lead magnet. And the lead magnet could be a small book or it could be a large book. Like one of the things is, in order to establish authority in a niche, if you've got a book and published a book and a bestseller, then that can really improve your influence and your authority. And so Betty is a ghostwriter, and you've had considerable experience with a variety of books. Maybe do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'd be delighted, Greg. Actually, there was a lady who is an absolute expert in her field, which is how to build an online course or a course of any kind. And I was honored to be one of the editors on her book. And her book launched last week and became an Amazon bestseller. So that was a thrill for me, because I now have 2 Amazon bestsellers in my stream. And the big trick for her, and I think for anybody who really wants to achieve that, is once again niche domination, because Amazon has all these categories, right? And so she picked the categories, and since not that many people do what she does in terms of advising major Fortune 100 corporations for 30 plus years and having written a book about that, or just in general, the type of instruction she's offering. So it went up to number 1, and I'm absolutely stoked on that. And so, yes, when you have a book, it establishes your authority in your field. Even if you only have a shorter book that's an ebook that can be your lead magnet, it lets people know that you know what you're doing. And so those are good things to have.
Betty, can I ask you a question based on our conversation this morning?
Yeah.
In fact, I've already got, as we talked about, I've got the outline done. We're looking at least 33 chapters in the book. What does it mean to be an Amazon bestseller? Is that number of books you've written on the topic, or how many were bought? What does that mean?
It's I have to tell you, I'm not an Amazon marketer, but the 2 authors that I've worked with, here's how they did it. They got together a launch team of people who back them, who believe in them, who they said, okay, on this day we're gonna launch, right? And so, like for instance, for Nancy's book, I had some email swipe files that she gave me. I posted them. I sent them out. Here's what we're doing. Here's the book launch moment. And then she had an online book launch party, a Zoom party, and everybody bought the book at the same time. So what I understand is that Amazon is like how many people are buying your book at a given moment, right? And then so like for my first Amazon bestseller, was a woman's story about her cancer journey. My very dear friend who passed away actually a couple months after the launch. But what she did is she had an immense community of backers. She was very, very adept networker, and her book launch team was huge. And so her book went to Amazon bestseller in, I think, about 45 minutes. So, that's how you do it. Or you can go ahead and pay somebody to do it. There's people who will get your book to the top and you don't have to do anything because they go ahead and get people on social media to jump into their system and do it that way. But you can definitely do it organically if you have a large network of people.
So if I announced it when my tech book comes out, thanks to you coaching me and helping me do it. If I monster like an announcement on Blitzer, and I have 100 people go out and buy it, is that what that means?
Yeah. I mean, every network that you've got,
Yeah, just everybody, your mailing list, you get all your friends to promote it, have a big party.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's one of the keys. Offer it for 99 cents on the first day on Kindle, right? Because then people are like, $1, sure, I can do that.
Okay, got it.
And we're probably, if we don't already know, we're going to look out for a referral partner who is an expert in that too, so we can help people launch. So that's not Betty and I have both helped people publish books, but that's getting on the Amazon bestseller list is.
So how many do you think in numbers that say I offered for 99 cents? We talking 50, 100? What?
It depends on the given day and how many other people are launching that book.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So should you do it at midnight? Should you do it at midnight on Groundhog Day? Or
Yeah. And the other thing is, they find a niche, a category that's not that busy, and so it's and then you blitz that for a short period of time. So there are all sorts of strategies that people use.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. And as Greg mentioned, there's a lady that I'm going to be talking with further about working with her agency, which is a book marketing agency. Right now, she's tied up with some personal matters. And when I get back with her, I'll know more about how we're going to bring her into the team, because I'm going to be working with her team. She's going to be working with our team, and it'll be fun.
Okay. Thank you.
And it'll work too, which is important.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So maybe, do you want to mention Allison?
Yeah. Allison Landis is another person that I met in networking who is a marketing person, and she can print literally anything, including your car. And she's planning to be on our show next week. She couldn't make this broadcast. And she can also put together swag and branded materials for you that are amazing. I've visited her website, and she can custom create whatever it is that you want to offer your people. So, and she's, once again, a fun person. I'm into fun people. What can I tell you? And she's an expert. She's been doing that. She's owned her company for, I believe it's 14 years, and worked in the company 17 years, and bought it and runs it real well out of LA. So she's going to
be. That's going to be fun. So the other thing, three of us have something in common, and Neil may as well, is we all have had something to do with dental practices. Like, for example, Betty has ghostwritten a book from a dentist who wanted to teach other people how to market their dental practice. And then John's specialty is dentists. So that's his niche. And so maybe as a topic here, and maybe Neil probably has some idea, is, how is it that what we do can help a dental practice that wants to expand? Like, this just as a idea discussion here, since we're supposed to be a panel discussion group.
Right.
Well, in common with the dental thing is I've been to the dentist.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a good thing.
I've been on the wrong side of the chair a few times.
Yeah. Um, I immediately what comes to mind um, is a dental practice, and obviously correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, but is more of a local thing.
Yeah.
You're not reaching across a city to try and bring people in from a distance away, unless you're specialized, of course. So specialized, you might actually do some broadcast, but if you're a more of a general practice dentist, you're doing the X-rays and the crowns and all the other stuff. You might benefit from doing, not to promote myself, but the zipvertising program with us or with someone else. Either anyways, fine. And target to your zip code or your neighborhood zip codes to a specific, if you have a specific special to get people in the door, you're giving the first X-ray and cleaning for free or for 50% off or whatever it turns out to be. You can target to a specific group of people. If you want to reach just millennials, if you want to reach a certain segment of the population, maybe it is truck drivers or something. I don't know. Whoever you're trying to bring in, you can actually focus on something that is very small, but more important in this case, something that is local, because we all should be going to the dentist. But you can target down more locally using the online audio streams, Spotify, Pandora, the podcasts, and using those, you don't reach people that aren't going to visit you anyway. That would be my suggestion.
No, that's fabulous, Neil. The other part of this equation is Roy Dickin, who might jump in at some point here, but he had some issues to deal with. His client, one of the things is to attract quality staff, other dentists, other professionals, to build a team. So it was just not simply to attract clients, but also to attract quality people to join the clinic. And I think that the book that you wrote worked on, Betty, that addressed some of that, I think.
Yes, indeed. One of the things that she talked about was definitely recruiting the right kinds of people. And one of the best ways is by having your practice be a completely standout practice that people want to work for. So then you get high quality applicants. And then another part of that, of course, is understanding how to screen your applicants properly so that they are a good fit for your team and they understand the dynamics of what their role is going to be within the dental team. One of the big points in the book is how a lot of dentists don't realize that their business, when they first start their practice, they don't realize what a business of it is. They're concentrated on their practice. They're concentrated on their patients and their patients' well-being, just as it should be. And then, and she says, get the professionals to market for you. Don't do it yourself. That way you can concentrate on what you're doing. But back to the point that you raised, Greg, is that yes, to get quality people, you need to be the desirable place, the coveted job. Be the one, be the place they want to land, and reach out from there.
Yeah, to be the best choice for them to work, for sure. Yeah. I was talking. I have a client for something else who happens to be a dentist, so I asked him about it, and he said the big challenge is attraction and retention, and then he also, what you said, is to have a specialty. Many dentists will have a specialty, and I think that's with Roy's client, is the person's adding more people on staff who have those specialties. He used the word catering to cowards, pain-free dentistry.
Yeah. And then, spa-like amenities. That was another, a good point. It's like the positioning of this practice that she was, talking about her own practice, was that you were presenting it as a luxury experience. Besides simply going to the dentist, you were sitting in a nice chair that gave you a neck massage. You were getting warm towels for your neck to relieve anxiety. You were getting wax on your hands to make you feel nice. So it wasn't just about your teeth and all of that. And they gave them other things to look at for the patient experience, right? And that basically is setting the tone for the entire practice, that when you come to us, you are the center of our attention. And having people understand that level of patient interaction being crucial in order to have that positioning with the kind of market that is going to really appreciate that kind of service and be willing to pay for it.
Yeah, that's great. So I guess we should see if there anybody in the audience has any questions for us. And either of you want to, Neil, John, make a final comment? Any last piece of advice?
I wanted to jump in one more time. One, dentist is one of the things we can actually focus on as something individual, something we can target just dentists. But the other thing is I wanted to kind of offer the idea that maybe dentist in this discussion can also be kind of a euphemism for a lot of service-based businesses and even non-service-based businesses, because your point about having a business that stands out, that really offers great service, you're talking the amenities of a spa. Those are all strong things too that I agree with should be part of and make people want to come work for you, so that when they're doing a great job, the word spreads that people want to come get service from you.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
So basically any business, not just dentists.
Yeah, no, it's just any business, really any business. So we're generally in our total traffic and conversion, we're kind of aiming at almost any business, but we thought we would be, since we had this overlap with dentists.
Right. No, I understand.
but I think, like, my business, I never know who's going to come in the door. They're all across the board. Like, if I just listed off all the projects I'm working on now, you would have a hard time figuring how they're the only way they're related is I'm doing the work. So we do.
Yeah, me too. I'm working on projects from just about any direction you can think of. I'm like an air traffic controller.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess if that's it, maybe we'll call this good for the day.
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate being here.
Thanks for coming, Neil. Thanks, John. Thanks, Betty. And what I'm gonna do later is I'm gonna go through on LinkedIn and I'm gonna post links to each of your sites, and I'll send out an email with sort of a replay of this for people, and then we'll see if we can get some traction going here.
Thank you.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, well, happy Friday, everybody.
Indeed.